Sometimes my mouth get me in a lot of you know, I say some but so you gotta understand what I'm saying when I see.
Sometimes I get myself into trouble with the things that come out of my mouth. I say stuff that might sound wild, but if you really listen, it all adds up. I'm jumping straight into the deep end here because the rumors aren't just whispers anymore, they're shouts from someone who has zero to lose. Boosie, who's never been one to hold his tongue, is laying it all out there, accusing Jay-Z of being the mastermind behind Diddy's collapse. This isn't your typical rap feud. It's a massive revelation that turns years of supposed friendship, joint ventures, and public displays of solidarity upside down. For a long time, we've seen Jay-Z and Diddy celebrating at exclusive events for the ultra-rich, strategizing over massive deals, and presenting themselves as icons of success in black music. Their partnership was featured everywhere, from glossy magazines to award shows, symbolizing unbreakable bonds and shared triumphs. But if Boosie's words hold any truth, those toasts might have been laced with hidden agendas from the start. I believe that if anyone was involved in those explicit videos or participated in any of Diddy's private gatherings, they wouldn't want that information leaking to the masses. It would make people question if everything we've seen was just a facade. We're all familiar with the surface-level narrative, Jay-Z and Diddy as ultimate New York success tales, self-built tycoons from contrasting backgrounds who conquered the industry. Jay-Z embodied raw determination from the Marcy projects, while Diddy brought a refined, middle-class polish but with relentless hustle. The public embraced their alliance because it appeared flawless in the spotlight. However, according to Boosie, behind the scenes, Jay-Z was observing, biding his time, gathering evidence, and scheming to eliminate his longtime associate from the picture. This goes beyond simple competition in the music world. It's about deliberate, heartless undermining, the type of disloyalty that only hits hard from someone who knows your weak spots intimately. The true intrigue isn't in the posed photos or public shoutouts, it's in the unspoken gaps. And no one masters the art of quiet like Jay-Z. This situation feels unique, almost mythical, legendary in its scope. You have to keep pushing forward. Sir Carter from Brooklyn, all right. Young HOV. Yeah, Jay-Z, ladies and gentlemen, as Diddy's world began to fall apart with federal raids, detentions, and an onslaught of lawsuits, one figure was notably missing from the chaos. Jay-Z, typically quick with a veiled verse or subtle gesture, he went completely radio silent. No words of encouragement, no hints of disapproval, nothing at all. In an era where every public figure feels compelled to comment, Jay-Z's absence wasn't mere quiet. It was a loud declaration. 50 Cent, ever the instigator, mocked it by sharing a meme with Jay-Z's face on a missing person's milk carton, highlighting the evasion with his usual sharp wit. But those in the know aren't amused. The general agreement is that Jay-Z wasn't avoiding the spotlight. He was orchestrating from afar. He redirected attention, allowing Diddy to bear the full brunt of the scrutiny while he fortified his own position. Consider the sequence of events. Just as Diddy's issues peaked, fresh legal troubles emerged for Jay-Z as well, serious claims from the early 2000s involving names, timelines, and accusations that could tarnish even the sturdiest image. Yet, instead of dominating the news, they faded into obscurity. While Diddy fought for his liberty with attorneys and public pleas of not guilty, Jay-Z had already distanced himself completely. His reticence wasn't a withdrawal. It was a tactical play, reserved for someone holding superior influence and hidden knowledge. There's a rationale behind why industry folks label Jay-Z as impervious. It's not chance. It's calculated planning. And if Boosie's assertions are even partially accurate, this exemplifies what a takeover looks like among music magnates. The leader stays pristine while another takes the public hit. Jay-Z was caught on tape by his sister-in-law. What's her name? Solange, and nothing came of it. The public didn't intervene or show concern about him facing consequences. But shifting to power dynamics, one lingering specter remains: Aaliyah. The same Aaliyah whose brilliance shone intensely and whose untimely end still affects many. Her fatal plane crash has always been shrouded in mystery, and for those attuned to the undercurrents, there are persistent speculations about why such a vibrant young talent would board a flight she supposedly resisted. Now, with recent statements from those in her circle, claims that she was medicated to sleep and placed on the aircraft without consent, The inquiries grow more ominous, and the chronology becomes compelling. Who is pursuing Aaliyah in her last moments? Who stood to benefit most from her exit, both in career and personal terms? An entire cohort of admirers recalls the gossip. Jay-Z pursued Aaliyah, vied with Damon Dash for her affection, and didn't succeed. Not the picture of amicable rivalry the media portrayed back then. What's up? What's up? This is Beyoncé on the red carpet with one of the hottest female artists out here, Miss Aaliyah. How you doing, girl? It's so good to see you again. Aaliyah's exit marked a pivotal shift. Her talent was muted, her insights interred. But as one ex-tour manager alleges, the knowledge she held about partnerships, treacheries, and the chaotic New York era didn't disappear with her. Some speculate that the circumstances of Aaliyah's final days propelled Jay-Z to greater heights. Perhaps that's mere conjecture, the kind that flourishes in dimly lit after parties. Or maybe it's an indicator of how influence transfers in the business. One competitor removed, another rises swiftly. As we examine the remnants, the query persists. Did Aaliyah possess excessive awareness of the industry's machinations? And did her departure pave the way for another's invulnerability? She was unconscious. She didn't choose to get on that plane. There were phone calls made. There were witnesses who signed NDAs. Meanwhile, as Diddy's litany of legal battles and Jay-Z's impassive rejections capture attention, another enigma emerges. The tale of Jay-Z's purported hidden daughter, Letitia Marr. If you're not up to speed, she's a 28-year-old from Maryland who's been vocal about Jay-Z being her dad. She's shared images, family anecdotes, and even mentioned DNA proof. She's not alone. Ramirez Satterthwaite, a young man, has pursued Jay-Z legally for years, insisting on a paternity exam and decrying what he views as prolonged intimidation from Jay-Z's lawyers. Jay-Z's camp dismisses it as fabrication, an ongoing bid to exploit his fame. But the unanswered part is why a billionaire who preaches integrity and mentorship won't just undergo the test to end the speculation. No, this isn't conjecture. Jay-Z and his crew have been dodging the issue. This is where it complicates matters, because as focus intensifies on Diddy, Letitia's narrative gains traction, spotlighting Jay-Z's potential hidden issues. And coincidentally, as her assertions amplify, Diddy's controversies dominate, overshadowing everything else. Certain industry voices are voicing what others fear to articulate. Diddy's demise isn't mere self-destruction, it's a handy diversion. While Diddy navigates courtrooms, Letitia's pleas for recognition are muffled. She claims she's been muted, compelled to conceal her father's identity for a home in Maryland, and vows to hide photos of Jay-Z. Throughout, Jay-Z observes, permits the media frenzy to engulf another, and evades confessing to past events in Cambridge. We must ponder, is this standard celebrity turmoil, arbitrary disorder, a barrage of suits typical for the elite? Or is it grander? Is Jay-Z executing a strategy so sophisticated that even allies become expendable? The recurring theme is undeniable. An alleged offspring surfaces, media hovers, but when pressure mounts, suddenly a larger uproar erupts, and Diddy becomes the target, or we're revisiting familiar cycles. Jay-Z exits quietly while others scramble publicly. Boosie's accusation transcends soured camaraderie. It's about a system of dominance and concealed truths. Did Jay-Z harbor resentment toward Diddy all along? Envy thrives in proximity, particularly amid vast wealth and egos. Years of grinning for lenses, labeling each other kin, exchanging lavish sums, all while patiently awaiting the opportune strike. Jay-Z's deliberate muteness amid Diddy's ruin isn't merely aloof, it's precise. The Globe ponders, was it fidelity or orchestrated demolition? And how much of Diddy's dramatic tumble can be linked to Jay-Z's covert, persistent scheming? Did he dismantle his companion at the earliest viable chance? Weirdo. I don't care what you have in your mind. That Neuralink, you'll never outthink me ever. If that's the case, who remains obstructing him? As Letitia Marr's calls resonate unanswered and Boosie voices the unspeakable, we're confronted with a portrayal of Jay-Z far from the composed, entrepreneurial icon his publicity promotes. Is he the ruler who forged a dynasty through allegiance and savvy? Or the unseen manipulator tugging cords, deflecting fault, and allowing others to suffer when scrutiny nears? It's culminating, and those in obscurity are growing wary. If Diddy was the recent casualty, who's subsequent? I urge you to contemplate this. Supposedly, Sean Carter directed Hype Williams to place Aaliyah on a defective aircraft to eliminate her as retribution for spurning him and to elevate Beyoncé. What escapes discussion, yet permeates green rooms, broadcast studios, and exclusive gatherings, is that Jay-Z's authority extends beyond finances or astute transactions. It's the mental dominance he exerts, an uncanny skill to warp news cycles, silence adversaries, and direct focus as desired. We're witnessing expertise in image combat. When demands for explanations arise, Jay-Z doesn't retort. He fades, initiates select communications, and abruptly the pressure shifts elsewhere.